Schools often lack training and budgets, as well as they have really valuable data. All of that makes them ripe for cyber criminals as well. On the training side, half of all school districts told us that they don't have any cybersecurity training. And other half of school district administrators told us that their budgets are running less than $100,000 per school district. And when you think about that, that's a small amount when they're trying to protect several schools. Schools often have very, very valuable data about students and faculty in the community. It's personally identifiable information, health information, financial data. All of those factors from training, budgeting, and that valuable data makes them ripe for cyber attacks. As for what schools should be prioritizing, they should be getting back to the basics on cybersecurity. And that starts with education for faculty and staff and students on cybersecurity. They should have an incident response plan in place. They need to know who to call whenever a cyber attack occurs, as well as having a cyber crisis communications plan. It's helpful to know when you're in a cyber event, how you're going to communicate to the public, just like schools have a plan for school closures as well. One of the things we get asked is what are some of those practical steps that schools can take to be able to handle some of these issues? The first is budgeting, carving out dollars to be able to train staff members. And that's another key to this, is helping students and faculty understand why they need to have these really long passwords to be able to log into critical school systems. Schools also should consider embracing the cloud. Those technologies help keep that data that's critical to students being able to learn safe and available when a cyber event occurs. And also, they really need to patch, and that takes a year-round effort. When schools should be able to do this, really, it's a year-round security process. Cyber criminals aren't taking the year off, or cyber criminals are operating year-round, and security experts say cyber criminals are operating year-round, and it's important for schools to be able to keep their security up to date all the time. That starts with patching. Updates that happen to software. All right, sorry.
Hey, Nick, I'll talk to him. Hey, Nick,
yes.
You want to start this over?
Yes, let's start from the top.
All right, you know what? Let me just hop in to speak with Zach and Kelly and see if they have any information they'd like to give you, and I'll be right back.
Just cut right to the talking points, right, Jamie?
Yeah, I know it's a very difficult thing to do. I get that, and it's a long time to speak as well. So basically, they want you to just touch on your message points and then wrap it up with the website. So however you feel comfortable talking about it. So far, so good. I'm gonna chat with.
Let me hit it from the top again.
All right, stand by one sec. Okay, so I just spoke with Kelly and Zach, and they said, hit your points, don't go too deep. For example, when you spoke about the cloud, just don't elaborate about it. Just touch the point and move forward, okay?
Got it.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So the studio will count you down again. Stand by, please.
Schools are a right target for cyber criminals because they often lack training in cybersecurity, have very tight budgets, and very valuable data. So on the training side, school districts told us that oftentimes their faculty and their students aren't getting any cybersecurity training. And on top of that, budgets are stretched, and half of all school administrators told us that their school district spend less than $100,000 on cybersecurity. That's small amounts compared to, how many schools that a school district often is protecting. And our schools often have very valuable data about students and staff members as well, personally identifiable information, health information, financial data, and all of those factors make them right targets. Schools should be prioritizing as they're coming back to the year on some of the key basics to get back to the school year. First is education, training staff members on what they need to do, as well as students to keep the school safe, having an incident response plan, knowing who to call whenever a cyber crisis happens to get team members there to can help respond, but also having a cyber crisis communications plan. Just like schools have a plan to communicate in the event of a school closure for weather, they should have the same for cybersecurity. Schools also should be considering how they budget for this every part of the school year and carving out some of that additional dollars. Where the budget dollars can go is cybersecurity training. Help students and faculty understand why they need those long passwords, why Wi-Fi needs to stay secure. They should embrace the cloud. Those tools can help keep students working when a critical cybersecurity event happens, and also to make sure they're patching all of their critical systems. Schools need to prioritize security year round. Cyber criminals are working all the time and they don't have the summer off. And they're targeting schools because they're ripe targets. So that starts with having a great plan for patching. Our security tools, our tools we use every day are getting updated. And we heard from some school districts that laptops are sitting in the hallways. Well, what happens is that student comes back online, the laptop doesn't have the basic cybersecurity features ready to go that the software is intended to use. So it's important to keep those patching going all of the time. And IBM, we're helping school districts be able to address their cybersecurity issues in a couple of ways. First, looking to the community and other private companies to be able to help school districts. IBM itself, we launched our Education Security Preparedness Grant. It was a $3 million grant awarded to 6 school districts around the United States for $500,000 of in-kind help for IBMers to help them get their security ready for the school year. And this became a passion project for many of us at IBM when we responded to a ransomware incident that hit a school district in Louisiana and took them offline in 2019. And schools are able to get some additional resources from us at ibm.org. It's a great place to start to learn about how they can help their security. And for schools that are wanting to learn more and help train faculty and staff, they should go to ibm.biz/security-grant for some other resources to be able to keep them online during the school year.